everyone, welcome to the Pace Studio in New York City. We are here today with Turnpike Troubadours. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you.
Your name is quite applicable. You're always touring, you're always on the road. So thank you so much for being here with us today, especially after a sold-out show last night here in New York at the Gramercy Theater.
Absolutely.
So you have a new album out. It's called Long Way From Your Heart. Came out last Friday. And you're going to play some songs from that record. Tell us about the first one.
This is a song I wrote with a fella named Kevin Russell he's from Austin, Texas. He played in a band called The Gourds, and he plays in a band called Shiny Ribs now, but he's one of the better songwriters that's ever come out of Texas, my thought process, and I wrote some of it too. Here we go.
1, 2, 4.
Won't you give me something to hold on to? This old world has taken me for a ride. You come smiling through the doorway, looking like an old regret. Still a whole lot better than you did last time we met. Between a real tough spot and a hole in a concrete wall, running out of highway looking for a place to fall. Darling, won't you give me something to hold on to? This old world has taken me for a ride. Pick me up and learn me, turn me down and burn me. Darling, won't you give me one last try? Well, to tell you the truth, I would never be here again. But I feel alright now, darling, for the shape I'm in. I nearly fell to pieces just thinking it would all fall through. I'm feeling like somebody when you finally came into view. Oh, darling, won't you give me something to hold on to? This old world has taken me for a ride. Pick me up and learn me, turn me down and burn me. Darling, won't you give me one last try? Well, I can't say it all worked out like I planned. Lucky you still got a leg on which to stand. I had a half a mind to move on, leave it lay and try to get gone, but I just sat there staring at the second hand on a barroom wall. Now, darling, won't you give me something to hold on to? This old world has taken me for a ride. Pick me up and learn me, turn me down and burn me. Darling, won't you give me one last try? Try.
Thank you.
Sounds awesome, you guys. Evan, so forgive me for about to butcher the pronunciation of this, but you're from Okemah? Okemah. Okay, so I've been there because because Woody Guthrie was born there. So
I was actually born there as well.
So I was wondering,
got kind of lucky on that little deal.
Yeah. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about like that town and what it's meant to you. Obviously, this is an Oklahoma
heck,
band.
you know what? This prefaces another song.
Okay.
We're talking about it. Yeah, I was born there. I got family there. It's a town of about 3,000 people in the middle of nowhere.
Small.
Not much to it. And I moved back there a couple of years ago. About 5 years ago, I think in 2011, 2012, something like that.
I mean, it's so small. So, like, why?
Well, it was in the middle of everything, and some of the guys live in Tahlequah, and some of the guys live in Oklahoma City, and some of the guys live in Texas. So it made sense to be there so that we could all have a meeting point and a place to practice and this and that. And anyway, I got back there and I got to be pals with my aunt, who I'd known forever. She's actually maybe like my fourth cousin, but a lady named Lou Johnson, who owns the Rocky Road Tavern, R.I.P. But anyway, so we got to be big buddies, and she was one of the only people in town who you could drink tequila with at 10 in the morning on Tuesday, which was one of the things that brought us together.
It's a very special designation.
And anyway, it got down the road, and she'd been sick for a while and was kind of on her way out, and we'd been visiting, and she said, "Hey, you got to play Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Willie Nelson, at my funeral. Yeah, you have to do that." And solemn oath, yeah. I mean, I want to do that for anybody. And so it comes to time for the funeral, and it turns out that everybody's playing Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain because she's gotten drunk and told everybody that. And anyway, so me and my buddy John Fulbright, who's a really great Oklahoma songwriter, and an old pal of mine who actually played in the band for a bit, and is trying to get back into it. Last I heard, but we're thinking about it. Anyway, so we sat down and wrote this the night before all that stuff and played it at her funeral, and it's a very dear song to me. And so this is for the folks back in Okemah and for the Rocky Road Tavern and all that good stuff. So. Hear the clicking of the dominoes, you're shaking up the game. And if we lose a hand, I bet I'll know just who's to blame. But if we hit 21, if we make that call, I bet I see it here in my chair, just feeling 10 feet tall. And we're caught up in the riffraff, circling around the sun. Takes a whole lot of blood and tears just to really love someone. But when it comes back around, that's heaven on earth. You never know till the end, my friend, what your love is really worth. Are you cracking jokes with the common folks? Are you serving to the well-to-do? I've traveled round and I ain't found nobody quite like you. And is all this living meant to be your happy accident? In my heart you paid no rent. Well, in my heart you paid no rent. Hear the crackle of a campfire, you howling at the moon. Well, y'all know that you gotta go, but does it have to be so soon? Bet somebody's yelling last call. Hope you get some rest. Hope you find everything that you wanted in the place you love best. was shaking up the dominoes beneath the neon light, knowing anybody else out there couldn't put up a better fight. But the fighting time's over, hey, it's all gone. You pick up the pieces and you try to carry on. Are you cracking jokes with the common folks? Are you serving to the well-to-do? I've traveled around and I ain't found nobody quite like you. Is all this living meant to be your happy accident? In my heart you paid no rent, don't cost you nothing, not a single cent. Time together was time well spent. In my heart you pay no rent. Well, in my heart you pay no rent.
So obviously that song, beautiful as it is, was written for someone in particular. But I think what's cool about your music is that there seem to be like returning characters over the course of songs or records. And I was hoping that you could talk to us a little bit about that, about what calls to you about these characters, whether real or fictionalized or somewhat fictionalized, and why they keep popping up.
Well, Hillary, if you think about life, people come back and forth into your life all the time, you know, and so I look at it in that manner. And it's the Nick Adams stories and the Dubliners and things like that really got me interested in everybody existing in a universe and really being comfortable with, you know, Nick and Bill and all those dudes in Michigan and, you know, in the 50s or whatever. But, you know, and a great many short story writers do that, and consider myself to kind of be a wannabe short story writer at least. So, yeah, they're kind of comforting when they show up, you know, they show back up. I like writing about them and expounding upon what, you know, sort of what they were initially, and then they grow up sometimes.
Totally.
Sometimes they deal with the...
I just think it's cool because a lot of times artists will keep their characters to a specific song, or it's just like an album will exist in a certain time and place. And so it seems like there's a lot more growth and depth to the characters.
Sure, and you know, it doesn't take that long for a person to grow up. You see people who are just insane in their, you know, in their mid-20s, and then they're, you know, in their early 30s, and they've got everything together, and things are different.
That
you know?
Must be nice. Oh, wow.
I would
that
imagine.
fell flat. Okay.
That hurt. Yeah, that hurt.
It is, guys.
That was more
really
self-directed.
Is it? You got it lined out?
I've been wondering.
Thanks, Gabe. Hey, talking to your microphone.
This one?
Well, why don't y'all tell us about the last song you're going to play for us today?
This is the house fire, so this is another recurring character situation between.
Well, at least I timed that part, right?
We did that one pretty good. And it's based on some real characters and you know, set around some, you know, composite or semi-fictional characters, and they're realistic as can be because they're based on people I know or am, you know, but anyway, this is called the house fire. This is how people in southeast Oklahoma deal with a tragedy. One, two, ready. Well, I remember smelling smoke. Woke up, I was choking. Lloyd grabbed the baby and we made it safe outside. She never missed a note. Took a breath and cleared her throat and wrapped him in a Carhartt coat she found out in my ride. The next thing I remember, I was barefoot in December. And when I hit the door again, it really came alive. In a 30-second note, I got out with a photograph in my old auto 5. Lord knows that I've been blessed, and I can stand up to the test. I can live on so much less. This much I've been learning. Feel the pounding in my chest. Well, I'm fearful, I'll confess. How am I to get my rest? The house I built is burned. Well, Lori called volunteers, siren music to my ears. First I've been glad to hear the flash in red and blue. Came to pay the time they gave. There was nothing left to say. Shake all of their hands and wave. They did all they could do. Lord knows that I've been blessed, and I can stand up to the test. I can live on so much less. This much I've been learning. Forgive my cowardice. I'm fearful, I'll confess. How am I to get my rest? The house I built is burned. Snuck away 2 nights ago. Rode around the logging roads. Been stuck in a motorhome, about to fall. We'd finally made it go. Got dealt a heavy blow. She said, I'll bet you make it. It's a long way from your heart. Well, I know that I've been blessed, and I can make more out of less, and I can get my rest in any bed that I lay down in. Got nothing holding me. Got a couple memories, a picture of the 3 of us and my grandfather's brown.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
You.
It sounds so good acoustic in this kind of setting, and everyone on
We don't do
Facebook
enough of this. This is pretty fun.
Everyone's like, well, are you recording it? Like, is this going to be live? Or like, can we like download this later? So thank you guys so much for coming in and doing it this way. You're off to Charlottesville, Virginia tomorrow, playing Paste's other half in Atlanta at the Variety Theater just after that, and pretty much on tour ferociously for the rest of the calendar year.
Our natural lives.
Yeah. Check out those tour dates online. Turnpike Troubadours. Thank you. A Long Way From Your Heart is out now.
Thank you to everyone.
Thanks, Ed. Thank you.
Appreciate you.